गुरुरेव गति गुरुमेव भजे गुरुनैव सहास्मि नमो गुरवे न गुरुः परमं शिशुरस्मि गुरोः मतिरस्ति गुरो मम पाहि गुरो सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रयविनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नमः कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय हरये परमात्मने प्रणतः क्लेशनाशाय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः यं प्रव्रजन्तमनुपेदमपेदकृत्यं द्वैपायनो विरहकादराजुहाव पुत्रेति तन्मयतया तरवोऽभिनेदुस्तं सर्वभूतहृदयं मुनिमानतोऽस्मि नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेतः सर्वेभ्यः नमस्कारः. We are saying Srimad Bhagavada Purana and we are saying Canto 5 in it, and we are towards the end of that canto. We have completed up to chapter 20 of Srimad Bhagavada Purana's Canto 5, and we saw about the plan of the earth and the different varshas in it, the form of Bhagavan worshipped in the different varshas and the different dweepas. And after hearing all this, Parikshit Maharaja requests Sri Shuka Brahma Rishi to tell about the path of the sun, that is the course of the sun. The earth itself is some 50 crores of yojanas, which we cannot even imagine. So big is this earth. And above this earth is the heaven. That is, above the earth as a cover lies the heaven. The middle portion, that is between the heaven and the earth, that is said as the antariksha. And the sun moves in the middle portion of that antariksha, so that it gives light both to the earth as well as to the heaven. So in that position only the sun revolves around. And here all the movement is said in respect with the movement of the sun, and it is not like science. So the sun moves around or goes around that middle portion of the antariksha, and the sun moves around into 3 speeds, in a very mantagati, that is very slow, medium, and in very fast accelerated motion. When the sun moves in the Uttarayana, that is in the northern solstice, that is in the summer solstice, then the daytime will be long and the night will be very short. When the sun moves in the Dakshinayana, that is in the southern solstice, the winter solstice, then the days will be very short and the night will be very long. When it moves along that equator, then the day and night will be equal. So this is the movement of the sun. And the sun moves along the 12 rashis, which is said as the constellation. And it stays in each, that is in the 2 rashis together. The path of the sun, when it covers the 2 rashis together, that is said as the Ritu, the season. Like this, it passes through the 12 rashis. When the sun moves along the 6 rashis, it is said as the 1 ayana. So like that, that is how the Dakshinayana and the Uttarayana are formed. So it stays in 2 rashis, that is the slow movement of the sun in 2 rashis, that is said as a Ritu. Like this, there are 6 Ritus and 2 ayanas. That is the path of the sun. And when it passes through these different rashis, it gives different ritus. And all this affects the karma of the jivas. For example, for some people, the winter will be very comfortable. Summer, they cannot bear it. So that is according to their karma. And for some people, the summer is okay. Winter, they cannot bear it. So like this, it changes according to the karma of the and all the beings living on the earth. The path of the sun taken to cover these 12 rasis, it takes 1 year, and it is said by different names as Samvatsara, Parivatsara, Idavatsara, Anuvatsara, Vatsara, according to different calculations. It is in English, it is said as the year, so it's according to that. And the moon and its movement is, there is waxing and the waning of the moon, and the moon has 16 digits. It takes fortnights. There is one in 1 month, there are 2 fortnights, the dark fortnight and the bright fortnight. So according to that, the waning and the waxing of the moon takes place. And this 2 fortnights together it makes the day and night of the Pitars. So it goes like that. And 13 lakhs of yojanas above the region of the Sapta Rishis is the realm of Dhruva. And this Dhruva is the center portion, just like the pole, and all the luminary objects, it goes around this Dhruva, this realm of Dhruva. And as we have seen, this Dhruva is the son of Uttanapada, and Bhagavan created this loka for Dhruva for all that penance he has done and worshipped Bhagavan Mahavishnu. So all the luminary objects, it goes round and round this Dhruva. And the Shishumara form of the Lord is very famous. That is, all the luminary objects, all the different constellations, the rasis, the planets, the earth, the different galaxies, everything comes under this Shishumara form of the Lord. Shishumara is the alligator, and that Shishumara form is just upside down. The tail of that alligator is that in the top position, and the face of that alligator, the head of the alligator is faced downwards, and it is in a curved position. That is the Shishumara form of the Lord. In the tail portion, at the end of that tail portion of that alligator, Shishumara, is the Dhruva, pole Dhruva. And on that tail of that Dhruva is located the loka of the Prajapatis, Kashyapa, Agni, Indra, Dharma, etc. And the waist of that alligator is the region where the Sapta Rishis they reside. And the right bending side of that alligator, that is on the right side is the 14 Uttarayana nakshatras, and on the left side is the 14 Dakshinayana nakshatras. And each Akasha Ganga is on the lower portion of that alligator, and all the spikes of that alligator, they in that is the realm of the different galaxies. So like this, all the entire universe is in that form of alligator, and the head of the alligator is faced downwards, and the tail of the alligator is upwards, and the end of the tip of the tail is the Dhruva, pole of Dhruva. So the Shishumara form of Bhagavan is worshipped by many bhaktas. It is very good to worship this Shishumara form of Bhagavan, because then we are worshipping the entire universe, isn't it? So the bhaktas, they worship this Shishumara form of Bhagavan with this mantra. Nama Jyotirlokaya Kalayanaya Animishampataye Mahapurushaya Abhidhimahi. So a person who worships this Shishumara form of Bhagavan in the Sandhyas, that is in the morning Sandhya, in the middle Sandhya, and in the evening Sandhya, and especially in the night, then they will get rid of all the sins they commit during that day. So it is very good to worship this Shishumara form of Bhagavan with this mantra in the night. When a person gazes through that sky in the night and worship Bhagavan with this mantra, then it is very good. Now, after explaining all this, Shukha Brahmarishi explains to Parikshit Maharaja about the nether lokas, that is the lokas below the earth. 10,000 yojanas below the sun is the body called Rahu. So Rahu, it is an Ashura, always disguises as a Deva. So below the sun, so we must remember that the antariksha is between the heaven and the earth. That portion is antariksha. Through the middle of that antariksha, the center portion of that antariksha moves, it is the path of the sun. Below the path of the sun, 10,000 yojanas below the path of the sun is the realm of the Rahu. 10,000 yojanas below that realm of the Rahu is the place for the Siddhas, Sharanas, Vidyadharas, and it is the realm of all of them. Now, below that portion, that is below the portion of the Siddhas and all, below that, up to the place where we see the clouds, that is one realm. It is occupied by, it is said as the upper antariksha. It is the place for the yakshas, rakshasas, pishachas, pretas, and all that negative bodies, etc. So that is the place for it. So below the sun, 10,000 yojanas is the place for Rahu. Below that 10,000 yojanas is the place for the Siddhas, Sharanas and all. Below that, up to where we see the cloud, that is the place for the Rakshasas, Yakshas, Pretas and Pishachas. So from the cloud up to the earth, it is 100 yojanas, that is below, that portion is 100 yojanas. And we say the sphere of the earth or the realm of the earth, it is up to where the Garuda flies. That is the sphere of the earth. So this is explained in Srimad Bhagavata. Now, the earth is there. Below the earth, it is each separated by 10,000 yojanas. There are 7 lokas. They are known as the nether lokas, and those lokas are known as, there are 7 subterranean regions. Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Mahatala, Rasatala, and Patala. These are the 7 lokas, and each one of them are separated by 10,000 yojanas. In this region, mainly the Asuras and the Nagas, they stay there. And they have a very comfortable life, luxurious life there. They enjoy everything. They do not have any disease or any worries there in the Naka lokas or in the Ashura lokas. There is no death also. At times, the Sudarshana chakra of Bhagavan, it penetrates to that loka, and the Asuras and all that Nagas and all, they are just, they are got scared by that very powerful brightness of the Sudarshana chakra, and they die. That's the only death they face. They do not die like how the human beings die. So their period of lifetime is very great. And in the Sutala Loka resides the Mahabali, always worshipping Bhagavan Vishnu there. And in below that Sutala Loka is the Talatala Loka. It is the place where the very famous Ashura Mayan, he lives there. He built the Tripuras, that is the Tripuras which was destroyed by Bhagavan Shiva. And the Tripura is a magical palace which always moves, and no one can destroy it. When they are about to destroy it, it will move, change its position. So only Bhagavan Shiva, they can, he destroyed that Tripura, and he gave the place for Mayan to stay in the Talatala. So he is staying there, and he always worshipping Bhagavan Shiva. And below that is the Mahatala, it is the serpent world. And it is the children of the Kadru like Takshaka, Kaliya, Sushena, they all live there happily. And below that is the Rasatala, it is also an Anatar Ashura Loka. Below that is the Patala, it is also a Sarpa Loka, where the great poisonous sarpas like Vasuki, Shankar, Mahashankar, they all live with many hoods. They do not, each one have different number of hoods. So in all these loka, the magical power is very prominent. That's how they built the Tripuras and all, isn't it? So in the loka of the Talatala and all, the magical powers are so dominating. So they enjoy the life there. The Ashuras and the Nagas, they enjoy the life that's staying in those lokas. That is about the nether lokas. Now, 30,000 yojanas below the Patala loka, the tamasika form of Bhagavan, that is the Ananta, it lies there. It has many hoods and it carries the earth and all these lokas on one of its hood. It appears as if it is carrying a seed on one of its hood. It is so big, and it is the subject, it is the object, as well as the ahankara, all that is identified with that Ananta, and the combination of all, by the combination of all this, it is known as Sangharshana. So that is the loka of Ananta. It has many hoods, and sage Narada worships this Ananta, which is lying below the loka of Patala and carrying the earth by this mantra. एवं प्रभावो भगवाननन्तो दुरन्तवीर्योर्गुणानुभावः मूले रसाया स्थित आत्मतन्त्रो यो लीलयाक्ष्मां स्थितये बिभर्ति. You are that Ananta. No one supports you, but you support everything. You have that auspicious qualities, and you remain below, and it carries this earth. You carry this earth in a sportive manner. No one can imagine your power like this. Sage Narada worships Ananta. Now, hearing all this, Parikshit Maharaja requests Brahma Rishi to tell that why are there so many diversities in sufferings as well as happiness? We all are happy, but not all are happy in the same way. We all suffer, but do not suffer in the same way also. So, what makes that difference? And for that, Parikshit Maharaj to Parikshit Maharaja, Shukha Brahmarshi says that it is only because of the difference in faith. And he says that Trigunatvat kartu shraddhaya karmagatya prudagvitaha sarva eva sarvasya taratamyena bhavanti. There is difference in suffering as well as in happiness because there is difference in faith. Everything is based on the faith. One can say that everything is based on the gunas, but when we perform an action based on the guna, we get the result based on it. But one can influence even that result, the fruit of that gunas, by the faith. So basically, it is the faith that brings the difference in this enjoyment, or whether it is enjoyment or worry or anything. The difference is based on the faith, says Shukha Brahmarshi. And Parikshit Maharaja asked to Shukha Brahmarshi that where is this Naraka? Everyone is so scared of Naraka. Naraka, where is it? Is it on the surface of the earth? Many people say that even the great prisons or the Naraka, they say that. So is it the Naraka is on the earth, or is it within these three lokas? Or is it within the three lokas but outside the earth? Where is this Naraka? Request Sukha Brahmarshi. And Sukha Brahmarshi says that the Naraka is within this three lokas only. It is towards the south, at the lower level from the earth, but above the water. So that is the place of Naraka. And Bhagavan says that, Shukha Brahmarishi says that, Yatraha Vava Bhagavan Pitruragyo Vaibhasvata Svabhishayam Pratiteshu Svapurushair Jantushu Samparedeshu Yada Karma Vadyam Doshamevanu Lankita Bhagavat Chasana Saghanodamam Dharayati. So there in that Naraka Loka, the Yama Dharmaraja, who is the lord of the Pitars, he resides there, and he inflicts punishment on the souls only to correct them, corrective punishments, and that also following the command of Bhagavan Sri Hari. And according to the evil karmas, they get the result there. And totally there are 21 purgatories, and apart from it there are 7 more purgatories which are allotted for the souls who do very heinous sins. So totally there are 28 purgatories. The people on the earth, when they do any papa karmas, they exhaust most of them in this world itself. The rest they experience in these Naraka lokas. So the people who perform Kora papas, they experience half of that result here in the world itself. The rest they go to the Naraka loka and they experience it. So this the description of the earth as well as the heaven and all the other dweepas, the varshas, the nether lokas, and the Narakaloka, everything is covered in this canto. This canto is very important for the line of Priyavrata. Priyavrata, and in his line came Nabhi, and Nabhi's son is Rishabha Maharaja, and Rishabha Maharaja's son is Bharata, and Bharata Maharaja's his 3 births were very well explained in this. We saw about all that in this canto, and we very in a nutshell we saw the plan of the earth, the different dweepas, the different varshas, and the heaven, Narakaloka, everything was covered in that canto. So that is the end of this canto. It has 26 chapters, a very important canto. With the blessing of Bhagavan Sri Hari, I was able to complete this canto. So I will come up with the next canto in my next upload. ॐ श्रीनारायणाखिल गुरो भगवन्नमस्ते ॐ श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु